Hi, and it is absolutely lashing it down with rain in Merlin World. Look at that. Don't know if you can see the rain. You can probably hear it. I certainly can. But anyway, it's freaky. It's Friday. It's the Freaky Friday read. So let's get indoors. Let's get the cards on the table and let's see what's happening. So it's been a pretty good week, kind of a funny week. Labour Day had brilliant astrology and it's been pretty good all this week, really. But there have been things going on which have got people really kind of looking to themselves, looking to their future, and dare I say it, delving into the past. That has definitely been a theme because things haven't felt quite right. It's all about to work itself out this weekend if you're actually watching on the day I release this video. If not, this is the best time to watch this video, the moment in space when you are actually drawn to it. This is going to mean something to you, I promise. But Saturday, we've got the Scorpio moon at the moment, right through until Sunday, and that tends to turn the colours of the world black and white. So, if there's a bit of doubt about something, it tends to seem hopeless. It isn't. It's never hopeless. That's the truth. But that is very much how it can seem. So that Scorpio moon is going to be opposite Uranus, and it's also going to square Jupiter that day too on Saturday. It's all happening Saturday. Sunday is loads more gentle. Check out my Pure Astrology channel for Astro Truth. I will put a link in the description, and you'll get a full rundown on the astrology. But also on Saturday, right, the moon is going to trine Neptune, and that allows us to escape things a bit. It allows for a feeling of escapism. So it looks to me like it's not going to be too bad a weekend. Anyway, we are now going to take up the Halloween Tarot. This is what it looks like, Halloween Tarot. Brilliant deck. Loads of fun, this deck, actually. But it has all the serious meaning of the tarot. And why shouldn't we have some fun with it, eh? I mean, these just, generally speaking, aren't fun times in the world at the moment. Certainly not in the UK. And like I said, it's raining. But it's a cycle. And just like the rain comes to an end, the difficult times, the hardships of life, sooner or later come to an end. So let's have some fun with the Freaky Friday read. Are you ready? Here we go. Card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4 and card 5. You can pick any card. You can pick a group of cards, a combination, whatever works for you, whatever means the most to you. Pick your cards now. Trust your psychic senses. Which ones are you drawn to? I'm going to strongly suggest paying attention to this one, whatever you draw. And it's no bad thing to pick all 5, actually. People do sometimes, and it seems to work out for them. Now, we've got the 2 black cats here. We've got the all-seeing eye in the middle and some fish, because all these things go together in the crazy world of the Halloween deck. And 2 spiders here as well, and this lovely sort of pumpkin orange background. And goodness me, we are coming into the fall season. We're getting to autumn. The leaves are falling off the trees already. I've got them all over my car and I keep having to clean them off. So we are coming to that Halloweeny time of year. The nights are getting that bit darker and the magic is getting that bit more pronounced and that bit more profound too. With that, let's turn over card number 1 and see what we have. It's the Page of Bats. Essentially the Page of Swords, really. That's what this guy is all about. And we have got bats flying around, and of course we have got the mandatory Halloween Tarot cat. And actually with this autumn energy, I'm seeing my cats in the house a whole lot more. So I hope they'll be featuring in the live streams a whole lot more. I usually have to go out and try and find them somewhere. And I quite often can't in this summer, but there we go. Hearth and home is being accentuated, and things are kind of growing on the domestic front, which is no bad thing because that definitely means the cats are involved. Now the bats represent the swords because the swords are all about our thoughts. They're air sign energy. They relate to Gemini, to Libra and to Aquarius, and there's that airiness about thoughts because although it can involve a lot of strict thinking and having to be kind of give yourself tough love more than giving it to other people with the swords because of all that internal stuff going on as you try to think things through, they don't feel all that good. good, but really they are the answer. They are the way of sorting things out, and that really is what the astrology of this weekend is totally pointing to us. So the Page of Bats is a kind of a spy, and there's a Halloween mystery brewing here. Storm clouds and bats are hovering all around. Well, the storm clouds seem to be down on the ground, but then I guess he is up on high ground here, so that would explain that. But the bats are like those crazy thoughts flying around in our mind, and they need sorting out. And as the page, it's a youthful kind of view of things. It is useful as well, as I very nearly said. Because if we see ourselves as kind of somewhere along the path, not right at the beginning of the path, but somewhere along the path, things coming to fullness, that's when the thinking spree really starts. That's when we have to do a whole lot of thinking. So whatever happens, the Page of Bats is agile and perceptive and careful. And you've got to not be afraid to look deep, read between the lines, look through what you're actually seeing on the surface of things. Go deeper than what you're seeing on the face of things, really, because there are things being hidden at the moment. Maybe not deliberately, but this is a time of hidden energies. Most certainly it is. So there's a lot of positivity here. This is a very eager kind of a person, a graceful, intuitive kind of a person on a fact-finding mission and spying into things. You've just got to kind of use your inner spy cam. When we get the Page of Bats, that really is what this one's all about. And the cat is kind of suspicious. It's got red eyes there, and but the stars are all around. Everything's looking good, and everything's looking as positive as it can be, really. It's just all this thinking that needs to go on. That can make life rather tricky, rather difficult, but we do actually get through it, Just keep on thinking it through, and pretty soon the thinking will be done, and the action can then begin. Will the action begin in card number 2? That is what I'd like to know. Let us flip it over. Let's see what we have. It's the 2 of Ghosts. There they are, 2 ghosts. I love the suit of ghosts, actually. They look really kind of happy characters. And I guess that's because I've been released from all the craziness of this world. And we've got a flying cat flying overhead there. So that's always a good thing. I really wish kind of cat energy could fly more in this world, because they got so much to teach us. They really have. And there's a double-headed snake down there, so we're kind of into some pagan mythology there, to say the very least. Stars everywhere. So the 2 of Ghosts are essentially the 2 of Cups. The ghosts take over the suit of Cups for Halloween. That's what's going on here. And they're haunted, really, which is appropriate for ghosts. They're haunted by the ancient element of water, the symbol of the fluidity of the subconscious mind, the dreams, the instincts, the emotions. And whenever we're dealing with the Cups, it's our longings, it's our desires, it's what we want to bring into being. And so as we kind of get through this thinking phase here, this goes very closely indeed with that whole idea of thinking, because that is what gets you on the road towards making your dreams a reality. And let's face it, we're always trying to do this. A new friendship, some new love could come in. This is a great card to get in a love reading, actually. So if that's on your mind and you picked this card, friends, it's looking pretty good. Harmony. Balance, and people kind of giving and receiving in balance. And this reminds me of an oracle card which says remember to breathe in as well as breathe out, or remember to breathe out as well as breathe in. It's an unfortunate thing of the human condition that some people are real givers and give all the time and don't take enough back for themselves, and some of us are takers, and that's not always deliberate. It's sometimes because we just feel the way we feel, and we need to learn more, we need to take more in. But both of those things actually go in balance. So you, friends, must decide for yourselves where you stand in that spectrum. And if you need to breathe in more, do breathe in more, because you can't pour from an empty vessel. And if you need to breathe out more, do that too, because if the cup is full, it's going to overflow when more abundance comes in. And abundance really is the name of the game spiritually, for getting things done in this life and for making the most of this life. The winged cat here is all about the lion of carnal desires traditionally, and it's also like a winged messenger, so it could mean good news. I would say that's particularly the case in romantic situations, actually, and maybe something developed because Labor Day, which was last Monday in the States, was a great day for a first date. I remember saying that in the astrology. So if something started up for you, this has been a good week for that, and this is kind of really adding into that. I don't usually make these readings about anything specific, but the whole idea of love and romance and relationships are really singing at me out of this card, and I do always make the readings about what I see in the card, what I feel about the cards as we go forward. So the Two of Ghosts there, it's cheerful, real happy energy going on there, and whether it's a love romance thing or just a love of life thing, then, you are going to be definitely feeling a bit loved up if you pick this card. If you don't feel that way now, you'll be feeling that way soon. And once again, stars shining out all around. So things are looking good. And although the two-headed snake is pulling in two directions, both the heads are very happy because they're joined together. So there's a union going on there, and it's purple. So it's very much a healing union. Okie dokie, let's move on to card number 3. This is the heart of the matter. It's a 5-card spread. It's kind of a reversed horseshoe because I wanted to put my orgone pyramid at the top here just because it brings such good energy to things. Very powerful thing, orgone or orgonite as some people call it. Really powerful. So I kind of did it this way round, and it goes with the upside-down, topsy-turvy world of the Halloween deck. But anyway, yeah, this is the middle card, and because it's kind of a horseshoe reading, this is really the heart of the matter. This is what it's all about, what it all comes down to. And that, friends, is why I'm recommending that you pay attention to this one, even if you didn't pick it, and see it as giving some significance to whichever card or cards you actually did pick. Let's turn it over. Let us find out what we have here. Ooh, it's the Magician, number 1 in the Major Arcana. Not the first card, of course the first card is the Fool, it's 0, but we have the Magician here, and he looks kind of a little bit like a vampire to me. He hasn't got the vampire teeth, but he just makes me think of Bela Lugosi and all those old amazing black and white horror films. And weren't they so intriguing? We kind of laugh at them a bit today because special effects have come on so much. But I remember back in the 80s, in the days of youth, they would put black and white horror films on the BBC, and I would sit and watch them with my girlfriend, and we'd be terrified. Vincent Price's House of Wax, So this guy to me is saying, welcome to the House of Wax, my dears. And he's pulling the rabbit out of a hat. And this is what magicians are very good at. And this card is a reminder, really, friends, that you've got what it takes. That's what the Magician is nearly always about, and it's certainly what he's all about in this reading here. He's got his black cat, and I know that having a black cat about the place makes a world of difference, but we've got all the suits here. We've got the pumpkins, we've got the ghosts, we've got the imps, and we've got the bats right up at the top here. There isn't a suit of rabbits, maybe there should be. Figure 8s all around this, showing the 8 of eternity. So whatever you're working on now, and particularly if you picked this card, it's a reminder that whatever we're doing in our life always affects us as we travel through eternity, and it is a journey. We've got to make the most of that journey. And we have the guidance of the spirit realms, the divine realms, the angels, the great spirit, the heavens, whichever way you want to see it. We have that divine guidance close to us always. Because the other thing that the figure of 8 represents is a circle above and a circle below, kind of teardrops, but you know what I mean. And it reminds us of the old saying, as above, so below. And for everything that's going on in our world, there's something going on the other side, in the, what you might call the afterlife in some ways, but the spiritual realms, the eternal realms, out there in the universe, something is matching our efforts and trying to make things happen. So the skull's grinning. Because one thing he's enjoying this magic trick of the rabbit being pulled out of the hat, and the other thing is just happy because he knows as above, so below. And even though he's been reduced to a skull, and his body is now that way, and his soul has gone over to the other side, he is happy. And this is another reminder of eternity and what eternity is all about. We can be so happy, friends, because we have got eternity to sort out life's problems. We have got forever through one incarnation after another to make sense of what's going on in our world. So number one there, the Magician, very fitting and a very appropriate card to have in the middle there. And it suits this energy as well, because tomorrow is always the first day of the rest of your life, and there is always progress to be made, no matter what people might think, no matter what people might feel. Nothing is ever truly, really hopeless. We've got to remember that. Sometimes the way we're trying to do a thing is hopeless and it's not going to work out. But if we keep trying, maybe we try another way. The main thing that we want to achieve, somehow we will end up achieving it, because nothing, absolutely nothing, friends, is ever hopeless. So keep on walking that life path, keep on trying to sort out. This is a lot to do with the Page of Bats and all the thoughts and decisions that need to be made. If it's not working one way, try it another way, because the Magician is you and the Magician is on your side, and you do have everything it takes. You do have all the tools that you need to make stuff happen in life in a positive way. So here's a great card of positivity, and it's number one. It's like a new start as well. So that's what we're getting from card number 3. That's the heart of the matter. That is very much where this reading is at on this Freaky Friday. So let's turn over card number 4 without further ado. And what have we here? It's the Page of Imps this time. So the imps are involved, and here he is holding this fiery wand up into the sky, and the stars are kind of matching his energy, just like the as above so below thing with the figure of 8s in the Magician here. The stars are bright, just like the wand is bright. The stars are a lot brighter, but then they're further away, so everything comes into balance. This is positive. So we've got a youthful energy again. We've got lizards all over the place, and these hat feathers look kind of like lizards as well, and there's an imp hanging around in the background. As I said, he is actually holding this fiery wand up, so if you hadn't guessed already, the imps represent the suit of wands, and they're sort of devilish scarlet imps, but in the Halloween context, they are rather fun. And excuse me, and that's what they're about. They're supposed to be fun more than anything else, because life is supposed to be fun. And the ones are all about getting things done. They're all about actions. They're fire sign energy, which is what the flames are all about. So they represent Leo and Sagittarius and Aries. That's what's going on here. Stars all around. Lizards here as well. So it's a crazy kind of scene, but it's all about energy. It's about spirit, growth, enterprise, and it's actually quite reminiscent of everything the Magician stands for. So yeah, stand by for great things coming in. The Page of Imps is eager and forthright and positive, and has a real good spirit to bring things together and light fires under people where necessary. So if you pick this card, it's one thing or the other. Either it's time someone put a rocket in somewhere to make you go a bit faster and get things done, or maybe you need to do that for someone else. We are blessed with so many viewers of these videos, and I know it's a small channel, but we get plenty of views, so different strokes for different folks. I'm not going to give it one particular meaning or another there, but you know, it's either sticking a boot up someone's behind or giving yourself a boot up the behind, basically. But it's time for action. It's time to get moving. The ideas you've been having, you know, you've got all the energy you need because of the Magician here. So the ideas that you've been having in the Page of Bats, the blessed union of the Two of Ghosts and everything that brings, the magic of the Magician are all with you. So make use of that Page of Imps energy and be ready to go forward to new things, to great things. This is a creative card. It's energetic. It's all about contributing to the world around you. It can be quite an impulsive energy here, so I guess we've got to think carefully about that. And yet again, it can mean a message coming in, just like with the Two of Ghosts. And That message could be telling you something specific, or it could be just some more information you need to make things happen and to make things real. Wow, the camera is really making this cutting out thing. It's just, wow, it's getting out of control, this cutting out thing today. But there we go, it's hot, and we've got the heat, the fire of progress going on here with the world card. It's about a sense of oneness with other people and just with the world around you, and that's a wonderful thing to have. Spiritual understanding is here. Like I said, completion as well. Success is indicated. Feeling good, real strong feel-good factor. There's always a cycle going on though, and there's some forward motion, there's some movement, there's some travel. And this is so important because whenever we get to an outcome card, I seem to say this in every reading actually because it's so true, but whenever we get to an outcome card, it's not the end of the line, it's maybe the end of putting something together, it's the end of maybe one stage, and it's leading on to other things. And with the world card, you can dance by the light of the moon, which is what the cat's doing here, because here is Grandmother Moon. We've got these bones all around, and this makes me think the cat's had a good feast, so lots of fullness here. And it says, Nidhogg was here. Let me bring that up closer so you can see before the camera cuts out again. Nidhogg was here. Can you see that? And I've knocked over my citrine crystal. So dear me, that doesn't portend too well, does it? I'm going to have to really apologise to this crystal and look after it, stroke it, cleanse it and everything after that happened. And maybe that's something we all need to do as well at this stage of the world when so much completion has happened. I used to work in a factory and we would make a hell of a mess, and every time we finished making, we made harps, and every time we finished a harp we would clean the workshop up, deep clean the workshop, and we'd find all the tools that we'd lost. And that's what we did, because although we'd completed a harp and we'd had a payday, thank goodness, which was always very welcome, there was the next harp to make, and we've got to be prepared for the next thing to happen. You know, life keeps evolving all the way through, right up until the last moment we have on this earth. Life keeps evolving, and even after that last moment on earth, life still keeps evolving, because the soul goes into the eternal realms and sets off on the next stage of the journey. So friends, there is our cards. No, there are our cards for this week. Let me speak properly. And yeah, it's a journey. It really is. But the magic is all there. This is the heart of the matter. The magic is there to make it real, to make it happen. And it's very, very powerful energy that we're seeing in this Freaky Friday read. So there we are. Hope you found that interesting. I certainly did. Hope you have a fantastic time ahead, folks. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because there's more videos coming all the time. And that way we get to keep in touch. Live, if you're watching on the day, live later on today, it's going to be 5 p.m. Central USA time. It's going to be 11 p.m. in the UK. We will do live card pulls and readings and psychic chat. It's great fun. Do join us for that. Meanwhile, why not drop a like on this video if you've enjoyed it? Leave me a comment, guys. We'll share the journey, and I'll see you again very soon in another video. So, for now, love to you, light to you, blessings to you, and of course, peace.